John, why is not becoming a citizen risky?
Whoa, yeah, it's a big deal. I've been wanting to talk about this for a while. Thanks, Sophia, for asking. So there's three reasons at least I want to share with you today, but that you should not get stuck of becoming of only a resident.
What is the first reason?
So you don't want to abandon your status. Even if you don't want to become a U.S. citizen, it's just inconvenient because if you love to travel, if you work abroad, you have to show that you're not abandoning your resident status, aka green card, resident status. Okay, so that's only 6 months out of a year. And then to protect that, you have to apply for a re-entry permit, which currently is only valid for 2 years. So it's a lot of timing in advance that you got to think about. And it's 6 months out of a calendar year. So let's say you come back into the United States, they're going to, Custom Border Protection is going to hold you up, refer you to deferred inspection, secondary inspection, and depending how long you've been outside the U.S., they might even refer you to immigration court.
John, what's the second one?
This is a big deal. I feel for a lot of people who may have already had a crime in the past, and then they say, oh, yeah, honey, no problem. Let's go on that cruise or let's go on vacation. Just like you wanted to for the last 15 years. Let's finally go on it. And then you finally travel, you had a crime in the past, you likely may have not talked to immigration lawyer because most people don't think about that. We've had plenty of clients where they come back into the United States at a port of entry, for example, like a cruise ship port of entry or at the airport, and they get stopped by customs. And customs says, look, we're gonna have to refer you to secondary inspection. We have some more questions to ask you. And you're thinking, what is it about? Well, it's about your crimes in the past. And then maybe your honey didn't know about it. So you really need to talk to an immigration attorney beforehand. But if you become a U.S. citizen, you don't have to worry about this. So check with us, check with an attorney, immigration attorney, to make sure you're even eligible in the first place.
John, what's the third reason?
Well, I've had friends in this situation, and let's say you don't drink as much these days, and you tell yourself and your buddies you're gonna meet up with your college buddies, from like 10 plus years ago, and you tell yourself you're gonna have one drink. Well, if it's your college buddies especially, or maybe even your coworkers, you might have more than one drink, okay? And especially if you have kids, because you finally have time outside of the home. And most people I know, they don't use Uber, they don't use Lyft. And let's say, so you have a couple drinks, and then you drive, maybe everything's fine, but I've heard of people, even my own friends, right when they get to the house, they get pulled over in their own driveway, and then get pulled over by a police officer, and you get DWI, you get arrested, even though you're at home, in your car, in your driveway, you get arrested, and then there's an ICE hold. Yes, even though you may be a resident in the United States, a permanent resident, there could be an ICE hold where after the completion of your crime, the criminal charge, you get released. You're not actually going to get released. You're going to get picked up by ICE. So if you want to know more, follow for more.